Hey guys, John here. Today I want to talk to you about something I was thinking about this morning, and that's how do you market yourself in an age that we live in where we're all now inundated with AI. So AI is a conundrum, right? It's super helpful with a lot of tasks, and you've probably used it and figured out that, oh, it can help me do this, it can help me do that. And those are all good things. But the problem is AI is also a competitor in certain cases. There are certain clients who maybe decide that they don't want to pay a human being to do work that AI can do for free. And some of that might include proofreading or editing or writing. And there's pros and cons to that. But the truth is, this is something that we have to think about, especially in our marketing, as we talk about what we do, as we have sales calls with clients. We need to think about how we're going to counter these objections. And so I have a couple of ideas for you just to consider how to talk about your proofreading and or editing business in a way that makes you look like a better alternative than just using an AI solution. The first one is ethics and regulations. So if you do a little bit of digging around in the news, you'll know that these AI platforms have to be trained on massive amounts of data, and a large part of that data was not obtained with permission from the people who created the data in the first place. So basically, it's in the courts right now, and we don't know how it's going to come out. But all these AI companies have, in my opinion, violated copyright by just taking these works from authors and content creators and not compensating for them for that, or even asking their permission. Now, I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if that's really what's going to happen with these court cases. But in my opinion, it's definitely a copyright issue. Now, if that happens and the courts come back and say, "Yep, that's copyright," then who knows what's going to happen with AI? Is it going to be disbanded? Is it going to be more of a paid solution moving forward so that these AI companies can pay royalties? Will there be regulations that governments put into place to limit how AI companies use data? And all these things could have ramifications in how you're able to use ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini over time. None of those issues happens when you hire a human being. So maybe there's an angle when you're talking with people that you can remind them of those things in a professional and courteous way. A second factor to consider is the environment. So when you use AI, that uses up a ton of power because it requires a lot of computing power. So that means more electrical power, which means more activity at the plant, which means more burning of coal, which means more greenhouse gases. So if climate change is a thing that's important to you or to your potential clients, this is, hiring you might be a way to lessen a client's environmental footprint, their carbon footprint. That might be an angle that you could take to explain why you shouldn't just default to AI for proofreading, but you should hire someone like me. A third option you might consider is fact checking. So this is kind of the conundrum with AI is artificial intelligence does not know that reality exists. It does not comprehend reality. It knows of no such thing, which makes it an absolutely terrible fact checker. So maybe you differentiate yourself from dumping something into AI for proofreading because you also offer a fact checking service. And maybe that's the value proposition that you provide that AI can't, and as far as I know, can never provide, right? We all know it hallucinates. We all know every AI interface tells you to verify everything that it writes because it just doesn't know what a fact is, and it's never going to, as far as I can tell. So maybe fact checking is a part of what differentiates you. And then even just some people out there, like I would consider myself to be in this bucket, we just like supporting other freelancers and other entrepreneurs. So if I have the means in the budget to hire someone to help me with a task or a part of my business, I would love to do that. as opposed to using a free AI resource to help me. And not everyone's in that position. Some people just don't have the budget to hire people and they have to make do with what they have. And I respect that, because you know what, we're all doing the same thing. But there are definitely companies out there that do have um, that do make an important distinction, that they want to support other people and they want to, in effect, share the wealth. And so if you want to try to market yourself in a way that reaches those people who maybe don't have any interest in using AI because they want to pay someone to do the work because they believe it's the right thing to do for them, right? That's another differentiator. So the point of this video was not to rail against AI or suggest that, nobody ever use it or whatever. And the point of the video really isn't even to tell you how to market yourself or have conversations with potential clients, but it's just to get you thinking. AI is probably not going away, although it may change. Who knows? So it is going to be a competitor for certain clients, for certain tasks. So if that's the case, then it's up to us to think about, how can we market ourselves in a way that we show the value that we provide that AI can't or will never be able to provide. And it might require a little bit of outside the box thinking. I've given you some options to consider to get started. There are definitely others out there, but it's just a word to the wise. Unfortunately, AI is a competitor in many ways to what we do as proofreaders and editors, but there are also ways that we can show that we know how to do things and we provide value that an AI can't and likely will never be able to do. So anyway, that's it for today. Hope that helps. Hope that gets you thinking in the right direction with how you're talking about your business, how you're marketing, how you're having client conversations, and just some ways that what you do is more valuable than a computer program, because you are more valuable than a computer program. All right, best of luck. Questions, comments, leave them below. Subscribe, like, do all the things, and we'll talk to you next time.